When things start to get out of control, good governance demands that you create an exception report. An exception report is a report that you prepare to report upon exceptional circumstances. And it serves two critical governance purposes. The first is to create a physical record of what has happened and how your team has responded. It creates an audit trail and also creates transparency around your actions. Secondly, it provides all of the information that decision makers need to make an informed decision to take the appropriate action to respond to the exceptional events. It's our understanding of these two purposes that dictates what we're going to put into our exception report. But first and foremost, we need to think about what we will do before we even start to create our exception report. Because something extraordinary has happened, some critical event, and therefore you don't want to respond by sitting behind your desk typing up a report. No, the first and most important thing you need to do is to respond to the event itself. If you need to consult people, then go and see them or pick up the phone and have a conversation with them. Make your decision about what you're going to do and take action to stabilise the situation, and then prepare your exception report to document it. As soon as you have time, you can then put the information you need for subsequent decisions to be made, and also document the information that was presented and the decisions that have been made already. When you've seen the people you need to see, you've made the calls you need to make, and you've taken the action you need to take, then it's time to write your exception report, and it will contain 4 critical things. First, what has happened? What are the events that have caused you to lose control of your project? Second, the implications of these events. What do you foresee happening as a result of what has already happened or what you know is going to happen? Third is what you can do about it. Evaluate all of the options you have available to you for action. What can you do to resolve the situation? And fourth is your recommendation. What option or combination of options do you propose to follow? What's the decision that you need to support you? And what are the resources you need? Because potentially your governance tier will need to authorise resources, either budget or people or equipment, to help you to fix the problem. So, in short form, what's happened, what it means, what you can do about it, and what you want to do about it. For a good audit trail, you need to ensure that, firstly, you sign your exception report, and secondly, that you document the discussion and the decision that is taken by either your project sponsor, your boss, your client, your project board, or your steering committee. Sometimes it will also be appropriate to document the full discussion and the issues that were raised. But the critical thing is to document the decision that's been taken and who took that decision. One last thing before I finish. How bad does it have to get before you issue an exception report? Because quite often we run into the problem of, do I or don't I? If you issue an exception report too easily, then your governance tier gets overloaded with loads of reports and it starts to lose confidence in you as a project manager. And of course, you will be spending more of your time writing exception reports than working on your project. On the other hand, if you wait too long, you could, with some justice, be accused of hiding the issue from your governance tier. If things go wrong, then you will have to carry the can because you did not consult properly. As a result, the simple answer of "you'll know it when you see it" as a response to when to issue an exception report, it just doesn't work. It's nonsense. It can either lead you to failing to ask for help when you need it, or asking for help when you really ought to be taking the initiative. Tricky as it may seem, I strongly recommend that early on in your project, you work with your boss, your client, your sponsor, your steering group, your project board to determine what are the parameters around which you will determine whether an exception report is necessary. This means understanding the nature of the project and foreseeing the sort of scale of events that might trigger an exception report. This could be in terms of a percentage variance on your budget or your schedule or particular quality issues. It may be about reputation or relationships. And yes, there will be times when the simple parameters that you developed at the start of the project aren't appropriate to the situation, and you will know that you need to create an exception report. But if in doubt, speak to somebody. Just have a conversation with your sponsor, your boss, your client, and get their perspective. Exception reporting is a simple process, but remember, although it is a vital governance process, it should never happen before you focus on resolving the issue, because its primary purpose is to help with exactly that. Please do give this video a like if you've enjoyed it or learned from it. I'll be making loads more great project management videos for you, so please do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you don't miss any of them. And I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video.